Hello, and welcome to Notes in 9. I'm David Leedy, and this is an extended edition. Extended episode 12, creating PDFs from an X page, because print is not dead yet. Okay, today I'm excited about this show because I like this PDF business, and I also have a great new contributor coming on to help us with it. So, why do we want to talk about PDFs? Well, it's important. Sometimes you need to print a nice pretty page. The browser only gives you so much control because like the URL is there and the headers are there and stuff like that. So you can't really have full control over the printed page from the web page itself, at least as far as I know. But PDFs you can. For example, in the day job, sometimes I have to create a manifest, to give to a truck driver. Well, we're not going to give that truck driver an iPad or anything silly like that. We're going to give him a piece of paper, and we want it to be pretty and readable and usable. Another example, which I've not done yet, but I'm kind of desperate to do, is print labels. We've got label printers that print, 6 by 13 and 5 by 8 labels and all that stuff, and I want to be able to hit those labels from an X page from a PDF. So that's kind of like the plan. I'll let you know how that works. So the way you create these PDFs and integrate them with X Pages is by using Java projects, and that's one of the best things about X Pages is it allows us to basically import all this Java code out there, and there's a lot of it, and use it for our own purposes and integrate it into what we want to do. So it's less coding for you and me to consume that Java. Doesn't mean you have to be a Java expert, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, and you'll see that in the demo. So the doors open in X Pages to this world of all this Java code. So there's two projects of interest. We're going to talk about iText specifically in the demo. And iText is at itextpdf.com. There's another one called pdfbox.apache.org. I've not looked at that one. I believe that has a little better licensing. iText has a commercial license, and it also has I think there's a free GPL3 license, etc. So that's what we're going to focus on here. Now, what really got all this started on is Declan Lynch, who's a great developer at qtzar.com. And disclaimer, I do work with him, so I do know how great he is there. And he started some blog posts a while ago on using iText when he started playing with it. So that might be a good base if you wanted to, go to his site and search for the iText and see those blog posts. For iText, because that was a good start. Okay, but now I want to talk about a new contributor to Notes in 9 that I'm excited for, and his name is Brian Moore, and he's been a Notes developer for over 10 years, and you can see his email address, and he's got a great blog. He hasn't been on Planet Lotus too long, I don't think, but he is there now, so you may have missed some of his stuff. But he's on the Bleed Yellow blog system at Domino Herald. And the other thing I really wanted to mention is I think he's still the maintainer of, there's a Yahoo group, or the old kind of like mailing list thing, over at groups.yahoo.com/groups/lnotes-l-new. I don't know if I get it, but that's the URL. And then there's an active community there. So it's another resource if you want to meet people inside the community. Just go and talk. If maybe the forum's intimidating because it's on the IBM site or it's bigger and stuff like that, I would urge you to check out this Yahoo group thing. And maybe chat with somebody there, or say hi, or ask a question over there. And they still have people going there, and I didn't know about it myself. I'm kind of glad to see it. So anyway, that's Brian Moore, and now I think we'll go to the demo.
Hello, my name is Brian Moore, and today we're going to generate a simple PDF directly from an X page. First, I'd like to thank David Leedy for this particular series, and I'm sure all of you will agree with me on how much we appreciate him on this. What we're going to do today is generate a PDF directly from an X page. We're going to do this by using a Java library, a Java jar, called from the iText library. iText is a free open source library that we can use and import directly into our NSF. That way we don't have to worry about class paths or all those other things that we see a lot with Java. We can do this directly into an NSF. We don't have to worry about moving other files outside of it. It makes it very portable and very easy to use. We're going to take this library after we've downloaded it, stick it into the NSF, And then what we're going to do is create a very simple PDF out of it using just the code in a button on the next page. First we're going to import it into the NSF, then we'll do some simple coding. So let's get started. Okay, in order to use Java in an NSF, we're going to have to import the Java jar file. In Eclipse and other things, you can import jar files and give them a class path, and I've always found that rather complicated. Doing this in Domino Designer I find much easier, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We do this here. We're back in our IDE. Let's go into Window, Show Eclipse Views, and then Other. We've got a couple of options that come up here. You can see we want the Java one, and then we want the one that says Package Explorer. This will bring the Package Explorer up. We've got a couple of options here. We're in our iText.nsf, which I'm using, and one of the folders is Web Content. Under that we have a folder called web-inf, and there are a couple of files under that one. What we need, however, is a folder called lib, and as you can see, that's not here. Creating a folder here is as easy as it is anywhere else. We're just going to right-click, hit New. I don't have the New Folder option here, so I'm going to go and hit Window, Open Perspective Java. And so when I come back here and hit New, I've got folder. You can see I've also got package and class interface, a number of these Java things. I just want a folder in this case. And I'm going to call it lib. The Domino will be looking for a specific path, and this is part of it. But once I have this folder in, I'm just going to click Finish, and I've got my folder there. Now I need to import the jar file into this folder so that we have it to work with. Importing is just as easy. You just right-click, hit Import, tell it you're coming in from the file system. Of course, you have other options here. And in this case, I'm just pulling it from a place on my machine. It is selected. I hit Finish. It does an import, and I have the jar file ready and available for me to use. Next, what we're going to do is put this directly into an XPage and serve up a PDF that we're going to create right there. Now that we've imported our jar file, it's time to put our code into our XPage. I've got a sample XPage here. Ordinarily I do this in a custom control, but this is a demo, so I'm just putting it into an XPage. I've got a panel and I've got a button. Just a simple button that says Try iText. Going to the code behind this button, I put most of it in here. But the first thing that we're going to need to do is tell it that we want to use the jar file that we've just imported. Very simple to do this. Import package. And we've got to remember that Java finds capitalization important, so we do need that capital P. And we're going to tell it which one we want. In this case, it's com iText PDF. And that imports the package that we've just put in our NSF. The next parts of this are the initialization to get the response out. This code is actually from Declan Lynch. I used his. He's done a great deal of good work on a number of things. I'm also giving it a header so you can tell it that this is a PDF and that it's got a file name here. So this is how the XPage will deal with this on the browser. Next, what we want to do is actually tell the XPage that we're going to be sending out a PDF, and we're going to create a new one. We do this by doing a var, which we do lots of vars now, and a new PDF, and here we're going to put in the fully qualified class name. So this is com.itext.pdf, which is the portion that you see up here, text, because this is part of the text class, and then document. So this is the fully qualified class name, and we will need most of this, we will need all of this when we use Java like this in an XPage. This is a new document, so the next part of this is new, and then com iText PDF text document, as you can see here. Next, we're going to create a writer, and here's our writer, and again we've got a fully qualified class name, new PDF, and this is going to be where our output stream is. To start building the PDF, we're going to say that this is a new PDF, we're going to open it, and now let's put something in. In this case, we're going to put something very simple in. This is just going to be a hello world. Got a new PDF, we're going to add something. It's going to be new. It's going to be just a paragraph, which is part of the, when you read iText and how to put it together, it's how you put text into, one of the ways at least that you can put text into a document. And again, we're going to need the fully qualified class name. In this case, it's going to be com iText PDF text paragraph, and we're just going to say hello world. So we have all this here. I've dropped a, there we go. We're going to close the PDF because we're finished writing into it, as we're going to close the writer, and then we've got our faces context to tell us that the response is complete. So what we've done now is we've imported the Java package, we've grabbed our response, we're telling it that it's going to be a PDF, we're creating a new PDF document in the output stream, we're putting in the new PDF document, we're writing something to it, then we're closing it all together. Now what we need to do is we're going to save this, and we're going to do a little build. Once this is built, we'll be able to see this directly in our browser. Okay, now that we've built our NSF, we're going to come into the browser. I've already had this page up, so I'm just going to refresh it so I get the new code changes. And here's my button to try iText. Let's see how this works. I click on it, I have my iText come up instantly. Here's the fact that it's bringing in a PDF, the Adobe Reader, which is what I wanted it to do. I'm going to click OK. It's going to file download, and here we have the document that I just created in front of you. It's quick, it's easy. Considering how a good number of people love to have downloads of PDFs of dynamic data, I think this would be a very useful tool. You would be able to use the same Java code that you used to get views and documents before in with this, so that you can take data that you've already got in an NSF and put it here into a PDF this quickly and this easily. Well, I think that covers it. If you have any questions, contact me at brian.moore100@yahoo.com, my blog at Bleed Yellow, or you can join us on the Lotus Notes email list, which is still around. There's a link to it here. Cheers.
And that's the demo. And again, I thank Brian for all his efforts in this. He actually did, we had a lot of testing going back and forth to get him set up on how to do this, and he went above and beyond the call of duty to produce this video, and I really do appreciate that. So thanks again, Brian. If you have any questions for me, my contact information is here, and I thank you for your time.